Hello everyone, this is Professor Hitesh Matre, HOD Computer Engineering Department of Pravin Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to learn about unit number 5, functions, and the topic is parameter passing and recursive function. In parameter passing, first we will look at pass by value. The call by value method or pass by value method of passing arguments to the function copies the actual value of an argument into the formal parameters of a function. In this case, the changes made to the parameter inside the function have no effect on the argument. By default, C programming uses call by value to pass arguments. In general, it means the code within a function cannot alter the arguments used to call the function. So consider this example of a swapping function in which we swap the values. So void, so this is not returning a value, swap, then integer x, integer y. So two parameters are required for this function. Then we using a variable temp. So first we'll assign the value x to the value temp, then the value of y to the value x, and then the value of temp to the value y. So what we are doing here is using a three variables for swapping the two variables. That is, the value of y will be stored in x and the value of x will be stored in the y, and then it will return. So just an example here, swap function. So the declaration that we have already seen here, then integer main value here in the main a equal to 100 and b equal to 200. So these are the actual value, that is 100 and 200. So first we'll display this like before swapping the value of a is 100, then again before swap the value of b is 200. Then I'm calling the swap function. So swap a comma b means swap 100 comma 200. Now since we are passing the values to this swap method which we have seen in the previous slide, so it will exchange, but since we are not returning these values to this function because we are not storing any value here in a variable, so the changes that are made will be only limited to that particular function body. So after swap, when you display the value of a and b, you will get the same. So before swap it is 100 and 200, and after swapping also you are getting 100 and 200 because currently the value of a and b in this particular main function is 100 for a and 200 for b. Even though you have called the swap function, the values are getting changes only in this particular swap method or swap function. It is not getting returned back to this particular, since we are passing a value. So this is one of the disadvantage of using the pass by value. Then the solution for this is pass by reference. Now the call by reference or pass by reference method of passing an argument to the function copies the address of an argument into the formal parameter. So instead of values, your address is passed. Now we have seen here for a variable, the variable may hold an value, and the variable where the value is stored is having some address in your memory. So in pass by reference, you are passing the reference, that is the address of that particular variable. Inside the function, the address is used to access the actual argument used in a call. It means the changes are made to the parameter affects the passed argument. Since we are directly dealing with the address, we are not only dealing with just the value. So the changes that are made are been reflected. To pass a value by reference, argument pointers are passed to the function just like any other value. So instead of directly the variables, I will be passing the pointers. Now in detail, we'll be studying about the pointers in our next unit. So accordingly, you need to declare the function parameters as a pointer type as in the following function swap. So we'll see here the definition by pass by reference. See, instead of simple variable x and y, I'm using here the star to indicate my pointer. So star x and star y. So this indicates that this is a pointer to the variables that are passed to this function. Rest of the function is same. Here we can see the values at that particular address are being changed. So the address remains the same and the parameters that you are passing gets changed. So even if you don't return that value, the value at that address has been changed. So this is an example. The swap method, star x and star y. So before swapping, we are having the value 10, 100 and 200. Now see, whenever I'm passing the address ampersand a and ampersand b, means address of a and address of b. So address of a and address of b is being passed to x and y. Then x and y will change the values which will be stored in the address of a and b. So after swapping, because of the address, the values that were held by a and b are swapped. So after swapping, you will get the value as a equal to 200 and b equal to 100. So here we can see, even though we did not return any value from the function, still the values have been swapped because we have passed the address. So this is how the pass by reference is used. Then one of the most important feature of using the function is the recursive function. Now recursion is the process of repeating items in a self-similar way. In a programming language, if a program allows you to call a function inside the same function, then it is called as a recursive call of a function. Means calling a same function inside the particular function. And we can see here, now here is one of my function, that is recursion. In recursion, I am again having a function call, that is a recursion. So whenever there is a call for recursion, it goes again and again, that is function calling itself. And then to call this recursion, you have to make a call in the main function. So starting from a main, you will see here the call for the recursion. It will go to this method, and in this again you will see there is a recursion. So the C program language supports recursion, but you should be careful to define the exit condition so that it does not goes to the infinite loop. Now just example for the recursion, to find a factorial of a number, like you want to find the 6 factorial of a 6. So here you can see the 6 factorial, which is nothing but n multiplied by factorial of n minus 1. How? Because factorial means 6 into 5 factorial will give you the result of 6 factorial. So we can see here by the logic, fact of n is equal to n minus fact of n minus 1. Now if you do not consider this particular parameter, fact and fact, so function is same. So to calculate this, you are again calling the factorial. So if you are calling n, then you have n multiplied by factorial of n minus 1. Now to calculate factorial of 5, you will say 5 into 4 factorial. So again n into factor of n minus 1. Again for 4, it is 4 into 3 factorial. For 3, it is 3 into 2 factorial. And for 2, it is 2 into 1 factorial. And then for 1, it will be 1 into 0. So for 0 also it is 1. So finally we have 1. So 1 factorial is 1. So this value will be considered. So when 1 will be returned to this particular function, so you will get value of 1. So now here we can have a multiplication, that is 2 into 3. So this 2, that is 2 into 1 will give you 2. So this value is written here. Now we have 3 into 2, that is 6. So this is being written here. Then 6 into 4, that is 24. So 24 is written here. Then 24 into 5 becomes 120. And then 120 into 6. So that is 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 1. That is 720. So this is nothing but the factorial of a number. Now we will see the program for that. Now this is an example. Say unsigned long int factorial I. If I is less than 1, then return 1. Now this is my exit condition. So starting from the n, when it will go up to 1. So when it is 1, I will stop. Else after that I will return I into factorial of I minus 1. Now we have seen this in example, that is n and factorial of n minus 1. So this is the body of my factorial. Starting I equal to 6 factorial, I am calling here factorial of 6. So it will go here, factorial of 6. Is 6 less than 1? No. Then return 6 multiplied by factorial of 5. So again it will go for 5. So this process goes on repeating up to factorial of 1. So 1. So it is yes less than equal to 1. So it will return 1. So I will get the output as factorial of 6 is 720. These are the references that I have used to cover this topic. If you have any doubt, you can approach me. Thank you.